Coming from us to you, welcome to the very first episode of the podcast. This is pretty surreal. Not really, because this is just a minor thing. But how we feeling, Yaza?
I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling real good. It's Wednesday. Yeah, we've been looking at doing this for quite some time. So we're gonna take our shot at it, and we'll see where it goes. Probably nowhere, but who fucking knows, dude? We could maybe not work another day in our lives.
Coming from us to you, hosted by Eric Randall and Yaza Winmo. We're gonna have guests all the time. We're gonna have some co-anchors, some co-hosts as well, that you'll see their faces quite often on the podcast, or you might hear their voices per se. But yeah, as Yaza mentioned, we're pumped about this. We're just gonna jump into it.
Yeah, I think we get into it. I mean,
we've got Masters preview. We'll go over some of our bets, some of our predictions for the Masters. Maybe take you through a quick Succession recap.
Yeah, we're going to try to stay cultured with you guys. We want to stay relevant. We do like Succession. We are Mandalorian fans. In general.
We'll bring that in.
Yeah, Randall kind of had a renaissance of the arts and is now a Star Wars fan, which makes my life a lot easier, reference-wise especially. But, yeah, so what else? Succession, and then...
Yeah, we'll recap Succession after we go through the Masters.
We got to talk about Wematuck too, right?
We'll quickly brush on Wematuck. We'll talk about it probably every pod between here and April 30th, something like that. But we've got a guest on today's show as well.
That's true.
We're gonna try to squeeze an interview in, a guest on our very first podcast. So that's Mitch Vosberg. One of our very own.
He's a hard grab, man. It was hard to nail him down, but we got him. And we might go viral for it, but I mean, who knows? It's fucking Mitch, dude. I guess we're cussing on this too, right? So
yeah.
It's a rated R podcast, folks. So get ready for that.
Get ready. But yeah, as we mentioned, that's kind of what's coming up today. That's kind of going to be the basis of the podcast, but we're not going to stick to anything too uniform. We're going to talk about what we like: sports, certain shows and movies, gambling, just random current events, politics, takes.
Yes.
Cards, games, everything like that.
We're going to try to be well-rounded for y'all folks. Yeah, we'll definitely have more structured sessions like this, but down the road you might just see us hanging out with the boys. So we'll see where it goes. That's what's to come. But yeah, so Masters is this week.
2 days out. One day out. It starts tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. Yeah, so today's Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Thursday.
Gonna have to go ahead and get my Ian Akers Masters pool submitted immediately.
Yeah, I submitted that today. I was feeling really good about it. I stayed up pretty late last night, just fucking falling in love with players I have no business falling in love with.
I have got to get my picks in after we record this podcast because I might have to cheat and fill out a couple.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea in these pool scenarios. I think that's what the winners do anyways. I think we're just the laughing stocks of these pools. I think everybody's doing multiple fucking
Ian does
submissions.
5. We know that.
Who are we kidding when you see Ian having, or like Jen having a bracket? Jen actually knows her shit about bracketology and whatnot. She murders brackets that way.
Shout out Jen.
Shout out to Jen. But, I mean, god damn it. The Masters pool, Ian's filling that out and getting all of Jen's friends' names.
Well, you can't blame the guy. He's the host, right? Or is this a pass along from a friend? I think he's the host.
What do you mean?
I thought a lot of his hometown buddies, and it was a bigger group. It's Ian's, right?
The pool, yeah,
it's Ian.
Yeah, he runs that pool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Akers sponsorship for sure. So I'm definitely gonna have to get that in. Completely pushed that off until the night before the tournament, of course. But also gives me a leg up. I've studied the markets tonight. Vigorously, so maybe that Patrick Cantlay pick earlier this morning at 10 doesn't look as good tonight after he did terrible on the par 3 course.
I was gonna say, was the par 3 course today or yesterday?
I didn't tune in much. I think a lot of it went on today.
Wednesday.
Somebody had 2 hole-in-ones in a row on the par 3 course today.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Remember last year when Finau got a hole-in-one?
Yeah, and he sprained his ankle.
That's the info that you're going to gain by waiting until the last minute.
That's why we wait, folks. That's why we wait. You just get stressed.
I'm a Dingledorf for filling mine out today.
Golly.
Anyways, yeah, so, sorry, continue.
So stoked to fill out the bracket or the pool. We love betting on this podcast, so
one of us may or may not have a gambling problem, but
we'll let you figure that out in the episodes to come.
We'll let you figure that one out.
First thing I want to kind of start off on the right track, talking about Masters Day 1 preview here, the day before the round starts tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. Eastern time. First thing I'd love to pick your brain on is Live versus PGA thoughts. It seems like there's a lot of animosity.
Yes.
It seems like, someone made that fake joke about the Masters dinner and Scotty Scheffler said Live guys.
That was fake?
I think it was fake. It came out. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I get bamboozled every time.
We're not claiming any facts here, but so that happened. There's bets online of the Live field versus PGA field. You can take either side. So, are we going to see animosity on the course? Are they all friends still, or what do we think's going on here? This is going to be an interesting Masters and major.
Yeah, for sure. I think did you see for the Tuesday practice round, Rory and your favorite player, Brooks Koepka?
Not my favorite player.
Yeah, you love him. They had a practice round together, and the narrative that they were pushing was, oh, look at these old lifelong friends playing together, not letting it get between them, which was confusing to me because I would think they would want to push the opposite, which is they hate each other, they're not talking to each other.
That seems to be what the media has been prioritizing.
That's what I thought. It was confusing to see. Maybe I was on, I don't know, some wacky channel when I saw that, but
I'm excited for it. I think I don't like the divide between not being able to watch the Live golfers on tour events. I'm not a big fan of what's happened and transpired in the last 12 months. However, I do think it does set up a pretty good storyline for this specific Masters with the Live guys versus the PGA guys. It should be a good tournament.
No, I totally agree. Yeah, it should be juicy. Hopefully we get some good matchups on the line. Thursday's groupings, and there's some obviously there's some intermingling between Live and PGA, but nothing super spicy like DJ and Rory, So hopefully that comes, obviously Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, I don't know. It should be good. It seems like the Live guys are kind of playing nice. My theory, my take, if I had to make a guess, they're trying to find a way back into the PGA because they're finding out that shit that was too sweet, it was fake. They got fucked, and they are trying to kind of nestle their way back into the PGA. So I think they're playing nice and seeing if there's some doors that might not open in the future for them. But yeah, it sounds like they're kind of locked down. You have to play every game. They always said they wanted to be more free and have more, freedom. And it turned out to be not the case. But I don't understand. You're signing upwards of hundreds of millions of dollars for these contracts. How are your lawyers not checking this out? You had to have known that you had to it was this locked up.
It's interesting because nobody knew what the PGA would do. So, even in these contracts, let's say that you can get out of a Live contract, nobody at that time knew whether or not PGA Tour would allow you to come back and play. That's so these are all later repercussions that I think these players are now realizing.
That was the Live. Those are the Live contracts. So they
found out Live states that they're not allowed to go play for PGA. Really?
Well, no, not necessarily that, but within the contracts, they have to play every single Live match. Where in the PGA you could sit out.
Yeah, but it's a third of the events on PGA.
Is that true?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well that's different. But then the other kicker that I heard was, if they break their contract, they owe up to 10%. They owe 10% of what they were bought in for, straight back.
That's big. That's big for some guys, but a lot of the guys outside of Phil, outside of DJ, outside of fucking Bison DeChambeau, outside of these guys, some of these guys like Harold Varner, they're not getting paid $100 million to go play on Live Tour. They're getting paid fat, but they're not getting paid.
Are you sure?
Are
you sure?
Harold, let's look it up. We can look up Harold Varner. A lot of the guys aren't getting paid multi-$100 million contracts to go play for Live. A lot of the guys did, but maybe 6 or 7. A lot of these guys aren't getting paid quite that much just to go show their face.
Yeah, like Sergio Garcia here, I'm seeing got 40 mil.
Joaquin Neiman. He was a great player, always in PGA Tour events. There's no way he got a $100 million contract to go play over there. He's still young.
Yeah, that's true.
But he can win a lot of money in tournaments and so forth.
Yeah. No, that's true. I'm getting a little out of my depth on the payments and stuff, so I'm not really too sure. Can I hit that, brother?
The point stands, though, and that is pretty uncharted territory for these guys going over and playing for a different league, funded by the Saudis.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with you. No, I'm agreeing with you for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too opinionated about it, which I'm really not. I think it's good drama, and I think it makes it a little bit better, but I'm not going to get my panties in a bundle about them like ruining the tradition in the game. Like,
the storyline for the weekend to me is Scotty repeating, Rory getting back in the winner's circle, and then Liv versus PGA. And I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about it. Clearly, we can talk about this forever. But moving forward from Liv and PGA, one of the things I wanted to point out, just to get your thoughts on this, Yaza, was doing some looking around at betting and looking at odds and stuff today. And I came across this article that explains how each of the last 10 Masters champions came into the tournament within the top 25 of the official World Golf Rankings.
Yeah, that checks out.
Is that going to be broken this weekend?
I mean, who is like? I luckily have it pulled up. Like, who's just out of that? Like, okay, so
that's a great guess. Great question.
Just out of it's like Corey Connors, your like our buddy Pat's
on him. Pat's on him.
Canadian guy, right? From the Great White North.
He is a Canadian, yeah.
Super nice guy. Here.
Maple syrup.
He's super nice. I mean, just the first person out, so 21 in the world rankings is Hideki Matsuyama.
25, though. 25.
Oh, okay.
Hideki's already grabbed it. I don't think Hideki repeats.
Tommy Fleetwood.
I like Fleetwood.
25 is Neiman, who I don't really like.
Ooh, I do like Joaquin.
Really? I mean,
Joaquin.
who I like a lot is Minwoo Lee.
Minwoo.
I think he could do it, dude.
Is he the guy with the sister? She's like number 2 rated
in the LPGA.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Let's give her a dues. So something Woo Lee is probably her name. But yeah, he's chill. I guess he's an Aussie actually, but he's ethnically Korean. And
interesting.
Super chill guy. Yeah, I caught him. He had like an Instagram reel, like a highlight reel, and it was edited to Modern Warfare, Call of Duty style. It was so fucking badass, dude. Like, he would strike the ball and it would have like a hit marker for like.
Oh yeah.
It was so cool. I fell in love with him then, and then I couldn't remember his name for the longest. And he reappeared when he did pretty well in that. What was that? The recent tourney. I think it was an Open or the Players. Excuse me. In the Players, he was top 5 for a long time, and I think he fell back to 7. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's totally possible that record's broken, but probably not if I had to put my money on it.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to say which way or another, but look, I think as much as sports fans love underdogs, do we want Kurt Kitayama winning this weekend?
I don't know who that is.
He just won a few weekends ago.
Kurt Kitayama?
Kitayama, yeah, he's been golfing for a while. Nothing against the guy, but at the end of the weekend,
the Japanese are disciplined people. Outside
of Tiger, Phil, classic, a Liv, a Cam Smith versus a Xander Schauffele matchup. I want to see my guys at the end. I want to see Scotty Scheffler. I want to see Rory McIlroy. I want to see. I mean, I'm not a Colin Morikawa fan, but those are the guys we do want to see for it to be an interesting finish.
For sure.
And I don't know how much interest I'd have in seeing Aaron Wise fighting against Scotty Scheffler, on the 18th hole.
What if it was Phil, though? What if it was Phil Mickelson?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm here for that storyline.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I just don't know if, as much as we love underdogs, maybe not in golf so much. We don't want to see a no-name fighting against a blue blood, and we kind of know where that's going to go.
Yeah, I was disagreeing with you until you said we know where it's going to go, because It always ends up. I mean, you just
I want it
gave
to be
the
a fun
stat.
finish.
Yeah, you gave the stat. It's you have to be world golf ranked 20. That's ever in the history of the
The last
Masters?
10. Each of the last 10 have
I
been
mean,
25 and under.
Yeah, so I mean, that definitely, like you said, we know where it's going to go, so it kind of makes it less exciting. So
Agreed.
I could definitely see that.
I'm going to jump on another one, Yaza. Kind of just want to tell a story here.
I would like to hear your story.
So just how I walked myself into the article I found about the last 10 Masters champions all being within the top 25 of the official world golf rankings, I came across this man.
Okay.
And his name's Charlie Coe. Does that mean anything to you?
I never, no, that doesn't ring a bell.
Charlie Coe?
Charlie, he was the Olympic diver from '87, right? Korea.
No, but
The good Korea.
Close to the timeline.
Okay.
It's 20 years before that.
Got it.
So, folks, we might be talking about the greatest amateur golfer to ever walk the planet, Charlie Coe. So, he came up this weekend because I'm looking into the Masters, and he's apparently a fucking Masters amateur legend. This guy played amateur. I don't know, maybe he made it to tour, but he played in the amateurs for 9, 10, 15 years. And he did really well at Augusta. He was a member of Augusta while he was an amateur, while he was playing professional golf. Back in the 60s, he was a course member at Augusta. Over the course of his career, he made 19 appearances at the Masters as an amateur, all as an amateur, I believe, which is pretty outstanding.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
And just to keep going with this, in 1959, he finished 6th place. Fast forward 2 years, in 62, or 3 years, he finished 2nd place as an amateur. And then the next year in 61, he finished in 9th place. So within 5 years, this amateur placed in the top 10 with a 2nd place finish, which is just one hell of a run for an amateur.
Dude, it's absolutely insane. I can't believe that I haven't heard of this guy before.
I hadn't heard of it. I looked into it and I was like, this guy's a badass. And I'm pretty sure he's an Army veteran as well.
Dude.
Yeah.
He's got valor and he's able to do all of this. That's insane. I mean, good for this guy.
It would be cool to see an amateur pick up some steam.
I can't believe he was
in
so
the Masters.
I can't believe he was so damn close. He got 2nd.
I think it all goes back to him being a course member. He was a member at Augusta.
Yeah, good point.
And I heard a Tiger interview today. Tiger was talking about how he feels capable out on the course because he knows the course. He hasn't been playing real rounds and putting the wear and tear on his body and having the real life shots to emulate the shots that'll be on the course this weekend.
Sure.
But he is confident that players like himself, players like Freddie Couples, Ernie Els over the years, a lot of these guys can go back to Augusta, not having played on the PGA Tour. Maybe they're in the senior tour or whatnot, but they can go and be competitive and beat out other golfers in their prime because they know the shots, they know the course, and they're experienced. Yeah. And I think that has a little bit to do with our good old boy Charlie Coe. He knew the course well. He was a member there, and he played it. What was it? 19 fucking times. Professionally.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, it speaks to like how much. What's up? Yeah, it speaks to how much.
Posh break.
It speaks.
No, I needed this. Sorry.
Hold on, I want that now. Yes, that's really fucking cool. That guy was able to do that. I wonder. I mean, should we get memberships to Augusta? Would they let me in though with my skin tone? Probably fucking not. I think I crossed that threshold. I don't know.
You're gonna have to claim Hawaiian. Hawaiian. We couldn't become members unless we had a connection or $50 million a year to offer.
How'd this guy get in?
Charlie Coe?
Yeah, but how the hell did he get in?
He was an amateur. I mean, back in the day, I could see
That's
70
true.
years, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. If you're an amateur, I'm sure you could work your way in. It wasn't quite, I mean, it's always been exclusive, but I feel like the demand is a little bit higher today than it was back then.
Yeah, I wonder how many members there are. If
Not
you had
many.
to guess, take a guess.
I've talked about this with my roommate before. I have no idea. I'm going to guess.
You just said you knew.
Private members, 350.
Whoa. I was going to say like 150. I'm going to up it to 280 now. Yeah, we need to get microphones in so I can type. 118.
118 lucky men out there.
Nope, I got bamboozled. This is a Bloomberg article that says 118 rich and powerful people who are members. So I'm sure there's more.
Sounds like I'm on the right queue then.
Roughly 300 people. Roughly 300 members.
Ooh, baby.
Why did it say roughly? Are there secret members?
Yeah, there are secret members, and there's some who have deceased, and there's still members that are going to get passed along to their children's children.
Is that how that works?
Legacy
Can I
members.
sip of that whiskey?
People like Rand Paul.
Yeah, that's probably how it works. No, kind of the whiskey. I'll take that too.
I'm drinking wine.
Oh, that's wine. Oh, the photons from the lamp were making it look like it was brown. I'm sorry.
I'm over here sipping on Italian wine.
Damn,
this
that's
man
classy.
thinks it's whiskey.
This guy's a goddamn sommelier. Well, that's cool. I already forgot his fucking name. Charlie Coe. Charlie Coe. That's a good thing to bring up.
Yeah,
I like
Charlie
that.
Coe's the man. I'm rooting for the AMs this weekend.
Rooting for the who?
Rooting for the amateurs.
Yeah. That's crazy because whenever in recent history, the amateurs are always like. I mean, who was that guy? Straka. I think Straka.
Sepp Straka?
Sepp Straka took a leap. What's going on? You going?
No, I'm just checking time. Yeah, Sepp Straka is.
Where are we at?
He's anchored in. We're 24 in -3.
Oh damn, we're fucking moving.
Sepp Straka is. He got some clearance for the next few events at the Masters because something he did. I think it was a hole-in-one or something crazy.
Are you serious? You get a hole-in-one and you get a lifetime membership?
Not that. It's
That
not.
would be
It's
cool.
not that
They should add
straightforward.
that. They should add that.
He got something. He did something in the Masters or some tournament, but.
Well, good for him. I honestly thought he was still on the tour, so I don't know anything.
No, he's
about
on.
the guy.
He's on tour.
Oh, he is.
He's just. I don't think he's playing hot ball right now.
Oh yeah. I hear you.
So, wanted to bring up another interesting point, and I'm kind of worried. I don't want to announcer, broadcast, commentator jinx the most beloved golfer in all of golf. But Tiger Woods has to be talked about.
Yeah.
Right now.
Tiger in
And
the room.
I'm knocking on wood, okay? So whatever happens, happens. But Tiger is on the cusp of another record this weekend.
What could that be?
So it's not to break a record, but it's to tie a record. And if Tiger makes the cut this weekend, he will have tied the record for the most consecutive cuts made at the Masters ever in history.
Consecutive?
Consecutive. What's that number? Take a guess.
Because I honestly thought, well, I guess he just didn't play it, didn't miss the cut. 22. How
I
far?
believe Tiger has that right now. I think it's 23.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I just nailed it.
Yeah, that was very good. This is Tiger's 25th. He didn't he missed his second cut.
Oh.
So he has 22, and then if he gets this, it'll be 23. This is his 25th, yeah. So 23 is the record, and he will be tying none other than his good old friend Freddie Couples.
Freddie's such a G. I like Freddie. He's good people.
You were saying he was out on the course chatting with Freddie earlier, right? Or maybe I saw ESPN talking about that.
I think Freddie was interviewed after the Masters dinner and said that Phil Mickelson was quiet as a mouse.
I saw some of that.
I felt bad. It made me feel sad for Phil.
I think he's just honing in on what he's going to do to the Zoysia on the course.
He's getting ready to go Super Saiyan.
He's going to flip out this weekend and shoot. He's going to shoot par on the first day. Second day, he's going to come in and just make the cut. And third day, he's going to absolutely nuke the course. He's going to go 9 under. And then he's just going to finish 10th after the weekend. That's what I got. That's the vibe I picked up from the comments after the dinner.
Yeah, I could see that. He's definitely lost weight, so he's going to be moving lean and quick out there. But he's not going to have the energy. I think I
No,
guess
he
it's a
will.
hilly course, man.
While everyone was at the Masters dinner, Phil was in the lab. Like, he was physically there, but mentally, he had headphones on, his hood up, a big ass hat on, and he was just like moving his shoulders side to side. He's just like feeling the shots. He's gonna pop off this weekend, or he's just gonna get in his head and destroy himself. And that's why he should have been more of himself at the dinner if that's what happened.
Yeah, that's the thing is he's like an outgoing.
Usually
like,
he's not
fun
like
guy. Yeah, I met him one time.
It either works with him or against him. You met the man.
Yeah, he looked at me. I said, "Cabs like Adonis," and he just smiled. He gave me a thumbs up.
Wait, where was this?
Hell yeah!
Was this on Live Tour when you were officiating?
I volunteered at a live event out west of Chicago at a course, and yeah, I got to see all the pros go by. I drove Matt Jones, who is kind of a no name, but
Don't know him.
that was kind of cool. It was really nerve wracking. I never thought I was going to crash a golf cart until he was in there, and it was nerve wracking. But yeah, it was cool. Phil just gave me a little thumbs up and was like, "I recognize your existence," and I said, "That's all I need, baby." Here we
Love
are.
that. I should have got out there with you. It seemed cool.
It was a cool experience for sure. I mean, it was nothing special, but it was cool seeing all those people. I don't see celebrities ever, and I got pictures with them. So
Not everybody gets snubbed by Cam Smith.
yeah, that motherfucker, dude. I went in there being the biggest Cam Smith fan. I saw him putting. I took my volunteer vest and I went where I wasn't supposed to, over to where the pros were.
Just to see Cammy.
I just acted like I knew what I was doing. I acted like I belonged there. And then I posted up in
Maddie style.
Maddie style. And basically, like, he probably felt me staring through the back of his head while he was putting. And I'm just patiently waiting on the edge, like, all right. And then he turns, starts walking towards me because that's the only way off the putting green. And I'm like, hey, Cam, go get him. And he just looked at me like, and I'm like,
Who's this kid?
Like, it might as well have been an alien. Like, he had no clue what was going on. I'm like, all right, dude, fuck you. And then I got a picture with none other than Brooks Koepka. Chillest dude. Honestly, I'll say.
Was his hair highlighted at the time?
It wasn't. No, pre-highlights. The best was Bubba Watson. He wasn't playing, but he was he was like in the field reporting, kind of like what we're doing, but on the course. And he was really chill. I said, hey, do you mind if I got a picture? He goes, yeah, buddy, come on. Here's my cell phone number. Let's go get drinks after this. And I said, I got to be responsible. I have to drive home, so no. But
I've got an 8 a.m. case. Sorry.
I got an 8 a.m. case. And no, I don't have time for you, dude. So, sorry.
Well, do you have anything else to wrap up the Masters preview? I got a pretty good exit thought, but
I mean, I guess if anything, I'll just spit out. I don't gamble, but if I did gamble, I would say
bets to come. Bets to come.
We'll do bets later. Yeah,
This is just non-betting. Masters preview. That's what we do here. Coming from us to you. Want to exit the preview with this, and it's coming full circle, right where we kicked off the Masters preview conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Live versus PGA. Guys, I gotta say it. I feel like the live players are coming into this tournament with a chip on their shoulder.
I agree entirely.
Do I think this scenario is viable? No. But if there were 5 live golfers that finish in the top 10, tell me that's not a huge statement to the PGA. If that were to happen, which it could, it probably won't. If something like that happens, if there are 8 guys in the top 20, that looks good for live. I think these guys are going to come out fighting pretty hard.
I think so, and I think there's going to be so much pressure on the PGA guys to like stand their ground and protect their home turf.
Agreed.
That it's going to be like kind of in the back of their head. Whereas the live guys have nothing to lose. They're like, fuck it, dude. Let's get out there and rip it.
They've got nothing to lose, but I think they're catching more elbows and more animosity from the public fans.
Oh, for sure.
Than the PGA guys. The PGA guys are trying to hold their ground, but I think these live guys are going to come in saying, nobody thinks we can golf because we went to the new tournament. We're going to come in here to a Masters where it's level playing ground, and we're going to try to finish well.
Yeah, no, I think that I agree. I think they can do it.
I'm excited.
I'm stoked.
I'm excited.
Stoked. I definitely, I think a live guy could do it, but
I don't think a live guy will win.
No,
but I think they'll do all right.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Let's shift it over to Masters, picks, projections, and takes.
Takes. Yeah, I don't really have much. If you put a gun to my head, I would say Scotty Scheffler.
I had that, and I literally deleted it.
I see you deleted it.
So recently, when it goes with Scotty Scheffler, I truly think, like, why always bet on the favorite, right? But when it comes to Scotty, he's been so dominant in the last 12 months. Why not bet on the favorite when it's Scotty? I truly think he's basically the best golf player.
Yeah, the value's
in
there.
the world.
The value is definitely there, right there. Right.
I don't think the value's there. I like him, but I'm going with Rory. My pick is Rory.
Mm-hmm.
If I pick anyone to win the tournament, which I'm not going to throw down an outright bet pre-tournament, but if I were to, McIlroy.
Yeah, I don't really like it, but
it doesn't sound great.
I would like to see him win it. Sure.
It doesn't sound great coming from our podcast that we're picking literally the number 1 and the number 2.
Oh yeah, that's not my official pick. I was just saying gun to my head.
Gun to my head. That's my prediction.
I'll tell you. I really like Sung J M.
That's your underdog pick. Black horse, dark horse.
I honestly think he could win. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if I'm gonna do a dark horse, I would say Sung J. I mean, not even that. Like, I think he's a decent contender, just in the sense that he missed one cut, and on either side, he was top 10.
I don't know. I've been hearing this a couple tournaments in a row, Yaza. You love Sung Jae.
I do love Sung Jae. He's a beast. He looks like Majin Buu if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z. He is.
Shout out Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, he's just he's a big old, like, I found out he's 24 years old.
He's a big boy.
He's an ample man. The man is a sturdy guy.
He's got enough to go around, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, he's definitely got enough to go around. So I think he could definitely do it. I believe he's got a nice draw in his bag, which everybody says is good for Augusta.
Okay.
They had
Didn't know that.
Yeah, they had a hole 13, hole 13. They call it Azalea.
13.
And they moved the tee box back a little bit. So I watched a couple interviews, and it sounds like it's nice to have a draw in your bag. We'll see. So that's
the betting info we need.
Yeah. So that's
why we wait. That's why we wait to place our bets.
That's true.
So my pick would be Rory, just outright. I'm not betting on that. But open bets Wednesday night heading into the tee off tomorrow morning. I got 2 bets in right now. I think it's difficult to bet pre-tournament.
Yeah, it's always a shot in the dark. The bet, like, it honestly isn't worth the bet whenever I see him.
Yeah, I mean, the favorites right now, I mean, we both like Scotty and Rory. They're both like plus 750, plus 700. I don't think that's good odds for a golf tournament with, 60 plus players that make a cut, or 40, or however many it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take those. I took some other bets. I've got a 2-way match play bet. Shout out Pat Lass. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm going Matthew Fitzpatrick over Corey Connors, 72-hole match play.
What do you like about Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick has done well at the Masters before.
Okay.
The game suits him well. He's not necessarily a super, super advanced putter, but you don't have to be a super advanced putter at the Masters. He's got good iron play.
Is that true?
He's a solid player. This isn't the old course in the UK.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's not as much heavy on putting. You got to know the course. He's played well there before.
Okay. That's what matters.
But here's the thing.
Himself.
If I were to go with a dark horse, it would be Corey Connors. So I'm hedging my bet there. So I've got Fitz over Connors. I don't love it just because my roommate likes Connors. And I wanted to go with Connors. But you know what? When Kyle comes calling, you return his call. Kyle Cover Spreads. Shout out Kyle Cover Spreads. Coming from us
this
to you.
This is a Kyle play.
That's a Kyle play.
I like it.
Here's a Randall play.
He's proven it.
Scheffler 3-ball. I'm taking Scheffler 3-ball first round versus Homa and Sam Bennett.
Okay.
That was minus 165 on FanDuel. So I put a unit on it. I'll put to win a unit on it. So 1650 to win 10.
Okay, I like that.
Just a unit.
I think you could do it.
Since we got a couple bets out, and we're gonna take some live bets throughout the tournament.
As
like I
we
said,
always do.
Pre-tournament bets are a little bit fickle. They change as soon as the tournament tees off. So I'm not a big on it. I like first round pre-tournament bets. That's where you make your money.
Yeah. So speaking of which, the only bet that I have in currently is first round, pre-round, Sung JM leader.
Sung J. What are the odds on that?
Plus 600.
That's it?
That's
it?
No, wait, hold on. I think it might be plus 6,000 actually.
This guy must have just got new clubs, new shoes, a new fucking sponsor if it's plus 600.
Yeah, now that I
or
say
the
it,
sports book just snaked Yaza.
it
One
was
of the two.
it was like $100. It was like $100 to win 1,400. So what is that? Plus 1,400.
You're the scientist.
I mean, the science checks out. So, anyways, yeah. So that's basically the only bet I have in on that. And again, just back to where I was up late last night, just falling in love with all these players. I think I just fell in love with Sung Jae. You know what tipped me off is one of the main articles that's being propaganded out there is a fucking FanDuel article. Did you know they put articles out?
I haven't seen those yet.
There was an article on Sung JM and basically why it was a good bet from the bookie. Like, I'm such a sucker. I don't know why I did that. So, yeah, don't ever follow my advice.
I like following your advice. You never know when the bet's gonna strike lightning, and you always want to be on your buddy's side when it does. So,
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Enough said there. I think we've gotten our bets out. We're stoked about the Masters. It tees off in, T-minus 12 hours. Seriously, we should just go straight to Georgia and just show up. But anyway, should we kick it to Succession, or do you have anything to wrap up about Masters picks, projections, and takes?
Takes. No, I think that's enough. And yeah.
And we interrupt for a quick update from the studio. It appears that our guest for today's show, Mitch Vosberg, will not be joining us for the episode. However, he will be on the next pod to come. So be sure to tune in. Back to Succession and current events.
Kurt! What the? Oh my! What the fuck, dude? Why'd you give?
Kick us off then.
I don't know. Succession is.
I don't have a lot here.
Yeah, I don't have too much. It's good. I liked the last episode. I thought I love that. I love obviously everybody's favorite couple, Greg and
Tom.
Greg. And aka the Disgusting Brothers.
The Disgusting Brothers. Shout out Greg.
Shout out to Greg. Yeah, they're cool. I like them. I think they had some good banter. I think it's getting very hostile to see the inside of the divorce between Tom and that curvy Shiv. Like, every season they give her more loose clothing that fits her body to make her look like whatever.
It's just classic Hollywood. You join a show, it gets popular.
Yeah.
You look better.
We got Hollywood.
People in Hollywood know the more famous you get, somehow your body changes. I think they're on this is a long lost theory that I've had. I think athletes, people of stature, including artists, actors, actresses, politicians, all of the sort that are in the spotlight, I think they've got some dietary aids that the general public doesn't have. Whether or not it's illegal, I don't know.
I'm sure they got that good. Yeah. They got that Mexican.
They've got that Maddie's fat burner.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I think they got the goods. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
It was good. My thoughts on it, and I'll leave it at this, right? I was watching the episode, and toward the end, I was like, man, this has been a pretty slow episode. This is the last season, so I was kind of expecting things to move along. Not that it was a bad episode, but the children, the younger children were plotting against Logan. Classic.
He fucked him over, though.
Not like that hasn't happened before. Each child had their own individual motive, right? Shiv was trying to team up with the two investors. Roman ends up going with Logan. and Kendall was doing his own thing, and he's just an idiot. So they're all doing their own thing where they all plot against each other, but they pretend that they're together, right? And so that means nothing's going to come of the whole fucking plot that they're trying to put together, like it does every season, and Logan always wins. And then to top it off, Logan pulls a season 2 where he comes in because he has no other move, and he tries to apologize to all his children. And he's already done that. So I was like, all right, this is the tale of every season. I wanted it to move a little faster. And at the very end, too, Roman accepts Logan's apology, and he goes back to his team. It's like, have we not seen everything I just said 4 times?
That's true. Yeah.
Granted, I prefaced this with...
Roman's such a little daddy's bitch.
I didn't think it was a bad episode, okay? I prefaced it with that. However, I do think it's just a lot of the same. A lot of the same.
Yeah, luckily I forget a lot, so maybe that's why it didn't stick out to me. But yeah, it seems pretty much par for the course. There's nothing super surprising there.
It's a bit repetitive in that sense when you really break it down. It's a good show, and I like the episode, but that's just my thoughts.
No, I dig it. That's a hot take, and you're allowed that, and we encourage that here at Coming From Us to You.
We're taking in bacon.
We're taking in bacon. Let's
move to Wematuck.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know,
give the explanation. We'll keep it quick.
So there is a little place, a little sweet slice of heaven,
honey hole. We don't even really know. We say it's Western Illinois. We say it's Southern Illinois.
It's like Southern Central.
Truly, we don't fucking know. We just go there.
And if we knew, we wouldn't fucking tell you because it's that special.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we have a good friend. You'll meet them shortly. Mitch Vosper, we brought him up earlier.
Guest on today's show.
His grandfather and some very lucky gentlemen went in on parcels. I believe there's 8 parcels of land, dividing up this old strip mine that they filled in. And they filled it with bass. And for the past 50 years, they've been cultivating the most massive hogs, like toads left and right. I would say the average bass size, I might be exaggerating, that you pull out there is 4 pounds.
It's the volume that matters with us, though.
Every cast. It's a treat. So anyways, this is a little fishing spot that we go to every year, and we're lucky enough to have our guest today invite us.
Friend of the show, show zone.
Friend of the show. Yeah, so that's at the end of the month, and it's a big deal to us, as you can tell. So we're just getting prepped out for that, and we'll, fill you in as we get prepared for that. It's, we camp out there, and it's fun. It's a good time, and somebody usually almost dies. So we'll bring back a good story.
We've taken a different approach each time we've gone. We've gone in hot, trying to pitch a tent. And Hornets invaded.
Absolute
so that didn't work out. So then we
infestation.
All 5 of us moved to the old 1994 pop-up camper. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, the trip was better because of this brotherhood that we gained inside each side of this pop-up tent. Brothers. But it was good. So that was first year. Second year, we said, fuck it. We're just going to use the pop-up because we figured out our spacing for the second year. I'm excited to see what this trip brings.
I'm stoked, dude. It's going to be a good time. I'll probably end up sleeping in the car again. But yeah, if I can make it into the pop-up, I'd be proud of myself.
I got to throw something out for the listeners.
Hit them with it.
So
what you got?
I got to get a pre-trip fish count prediction or a commit from you, Yaza. So
should we give them the stats from the first 2 years?
So year 1, year 2. So year 1, I think we just braised 100. I think it was 101, 102.
Yeah, we did 102 to make it count.
Then shit you not, year 2, it was 104. It was 2 fish more.
No.
Did we get into the teens?
We did 123, dude.
What?
Yeah, we got in the 120s. Mitch went on a tear, dude.
Yeah, he was in every cast pull.
Mitch commands these cuts. So if you are, for the viewers, if you imagine a hand, this is how Mitch explains it. Imagine a hand. All these fingers are the cuts, and that's where the big boys lie. And then the body of the hand is the front leg. And this man was commanding the front leg. Every cast, 4-pounder, 6-pounder, 9-pounder. It was insane. So anyways, yeah, he built up in like extra time, he got like 20 for us. So
He's quite the angler. I'll give him that. He calls his shots, and he can direct that pole. And when he throws that bait, man, it's a good looking toss.
yeah, I'll tell you, he does not take his eyes off the prize. He's getting that line in the water every second possible. If you stop to ask him to throw you a soda, he's not stopping to throw you a soda. That man needs that cast. So yeah, and rightfully so. He's got to command that. He's got to command that spot. But yeah.
So first year 102, second year 120 something. That'll be stat checked for sure.
Yeah, I think we gotta ask. We'll ask Mitch in the interview.
Well, it's written on the Birkdale Wematuck trip board in Bosberg's house on the property.
I would hope so. Yeah, you're right. We can check that. We'll check that.
So we'll check the numbers on year 2. Yaza, give me a pre-trip fish count prediction for this coming fishing trip. We don't know how the weather's going to be, so it's tough.
The weather is usually pretty insane. There's usually gale force winds coming off on the point where we camp exactly. But if it's like that, I'm gonna say we can do. Well, we're down a man. We should.
That's a huge factor.
Our man's Ian Akers.
Shout out Akers.
He did the art, and you'll hear a little bit of his music on the outro here. But he moved out to Boston last year and won't be able to make it. So that might take a little magic out.
That takes a lot of magic out.
It's one less man. So I
didn't even think
I
about
think we
that.
can still break it though, man. I think we get in each other's way sometimes. I think we might be more efficient. But Ian was an angler, man. He's putting up big numbers.
He's an angler. Lose a number. I mean, that's 40 fish we lose potentially.
That is potentially 40 fish because that man is getting in the cuts. He's going places nobody else wants to go.
He's smart with his casts. He's not a guy who throws a white meps within a tree branch. That man is selective with his tosses.
And he's an absolute heathen with that thing.
The skills that he brings to the table go a long way. If I'm fucked and I can't untie my meps tangled in a tree, who's the first man over my shoulder to fix it? Ian. Ian's always on the spot. He always helps out. He's always willing to go the extra mile to make sure
that's true.
It's a successful trip.
This is very true. He helped me get so many hooks out of trees over the years. So, yeah, props to him. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I think
I would like go. We're gonna set our sights on 100 with a man down, and I think we get 100.
We have to absolutely hit 100. Have to absolutely hit that.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. So that'll be nice. You'll hear more about that. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else? Should we just get to it?
No, let's go to our last topic. Last thing we'll talk to you guys about here today. Current events. Kind of like a random section where we kind of just talk about current things going on in the world, headlines, funny things, important things.
Definitely important.
Just things worth noting, whether it's funny or whether it's impactful. Kind of just things off the cusp.
Yeah, I don't really have too much. I mean, we're here in Chicago, obviously. Well, to those that are going to be seeing this,
Shy City.
You see who won?
What?
Do you see who won the mayoral election?
Is it Brandon Johnson?
Yeah,
I did see that. He beat Paul Vallis.
Yes. Yeah. So that happened. Not gonna get into the politics of it. Everybody at work today was talking about it, wanting to get political, and I just
it was a bit
political, brother.
Bit unexpected. I believe Vallis won the majority vote in the first election, and then it flipped in the
because this was a runoff, right?
In the runoff, yeah.
All those light voters went over to.
They went toward the Johnson train.
Yeah. So, yeah, that happened. But yeah, that's kind of uneventful in my world.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to say about it. We're going to talk about a little bit of politics, but we're not really going to give too much opinionated takes on them, at least in my opinion.
In your opinion, we're not going to give opinionated takes? I agree with that opinion. Yeah, but it happened, so there it is. Now you can go to work and know that.
And we're going to inform you with the facts.
We're going to give you the straight dope. You're going to hear it, and then you can form your own opinion on it. But we'll obviously shove opinions down your throat sometimes when we feel like it. But yeah, you got anything?
You hear about Furker Hipper?
One more time.
Furku hippo.
Nope.
So Furku hipper, Virginia lottery winner.
I feel like you just said 3 different names.
I think I did. It's a tough name. Okay, Furku herpo. Furku herpo. Say that 4 times fast. So
That's a tough one.
Furku herpo is a Virginia lottery winner. This motherfucker, this is a crazy story. So this just happened this week. This guy purchased in Virginia 20 lottery tickets for what they call pick 4 drawing. It's Virginia's pick 4 drawing, okay? So what pick 4 means is you draw 4 numbers. So he picked 2 and 5 and 2 and 7 20 times in a row.
2 and 5 and 2. Wait, explain that.
So
one more
this guy purchased 20 tickets, right? So if you buy 20 tickets of a pick 4, you're going to do 2-5, 2-7, 3-9, 3-9, 4-8, 6-5. You're going to vary your chances to win, right?
Right.
This fucking guy put 20 tickets on the same 20 numbers or the same 4 numbers.
But isn't it the same jackpot? Or is it like
well, you want to
multiples?
spread your chances out.
Right,
you
right,
want
right.
to hit one of the right combos.
I know, but
and he put 20 tickets on the same 4 numbers.
I'm assuming you're going to say he won.
He won.
So did he 20 X's?
Yeah. So
What?
if you hit it once, you win a $5,000 ticket. So he hit it 20 times. He wins $100,000 by randomly selecting the same 4 numbers 20 times on 20 tickets.
Oh my God! What a G!
This guy wins $100,000 and he makes Virginia lottery look like a fucking idiot.
Good.
I know.
I hope he tears it down.
Who would have
that's
known?
hilarious.
Furku hipper.
I want to know more about this guy. We got to do a deep dive in on him. That's
I think he knows more than we do about gambling.
probably. I mean, he sounds like I'm gonna forget his name, but yeah, yeah, he sounds like a mystery. I kind of love him.
Did you hear about that 15-year-old down in South Carolina?
I did not hear about any 15-year-olds down in South Carolina.
So another thing this week, a 15-year-old down in South Carolina pulled a pacu out of a lake.
What's a pacu?
So it's a South American fish related to the piranha. It's the piranha's cousin. So basically, this 15-year-old kid is fishing in a South Carolina lake. He pulls out basically a piranha. It looks like a piranha. It's got the human-like massive teeth and so forth. And so that they release it, but they take photos and it gets to the local news and so forth. But this little kid pulls it out, and I looked into it a little bit. Classic case of an aquarium owner. Fish got too big, and they dump it in a lake, unfortunately. As a former aquarium owner, I can honestly say I never dropped any of my fish in the lake. Maybe the toilet, not the lake. But I thought that was pretty cool.
They made it to the lake somehow.
15-year-old angler catches a fish that you could never catch in a lake in America. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Pretty cool story. Those were just a couple headlines I came across today in the wild news. That was kind of my contribution to
It's like
the
a
current events
legendary.
today.
It's like a legendary Pokemon.
I mean, think about being a little teenager and you pull out a piranha.
That'd be so.
You're just on top of the world. You're like, I can't wait to go to Wematuck.
That's so sick. That's like going to the little quarter machine at the gas station where you get the stickers, and instead of a sticker comes out like a bar of gold.
Yes.
All right, sick. I didn't know this was part of the game. Yeah, good for that kid.
Or just like a sexy pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, and inside that pack are only what is it? Blue-eyed gray dragon.
Blue-eyed white dragon.
Blue-eyed white dragon.
Shout out Devin McLaughlin.
Shout out to Devin McLaughlin. We're hitting all the boys today. But yeah, that's cool.
I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
I take it.
It would motivate me as a 15-year-old to keep fishing if I pulled out something wild like that.
I'd quit everything. I'd walk out of school at 5th grade and go just fish for
pro
the rest of
angler?
my life. Yeah, dude.
Get the tour.
He's got the credentials. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean that's what I came across. I thought Fekru Hirpo's name was a hell of a name, and I thought that fishing story was quite compelling.
Yeah, no, that's sick as hell. I mean, we heard about Ash Ketchum. It's good stuff. I don't know. Shall we just move on to Mitch?
That about does it. I mean, I think that's most of it. We kind of hit the
What
things,
was that? What'd you just do?
the things we outlined.
Oh.
I mean, I think we're going to kind of maybe always close it out like this. Again, for the listeners, this is the first time we've ever recorded. So things will change, but things will stay the same as they often do. I mean, really, my closing thoughts, and then I'd love to hear yours, Yaza. As soon as we shut this podcast down, I'm pulling out my phone and I'm entering Ian's Masters pool. That's the way we started this off. That's the way we're going to close it, as far as I'm concerned. And then, other than that, I hope to bring a future episode as soon as next week, or as soon as we can. You know, we're at the grind. We're trying to produce as much as we can, and you know, we hope you guys like to listen. So we look forward to seeing you guys again. What do you got, Yaza?
That's about it. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.